going to tell you, Ross is not dead. Ross is alive. His spirit is alive. He is with us. He is with God. And God loves all of us. After 16 years knowing Ross, I'm a religious Jew. Maybe more, you can consider almost Hasidic, but I don't dress like a Hasidic. So you can imagine the extreme. And when I met Ross, I was startled by this attachment he had to God, faithfulness to God. Beside everything you said, integrity, correctness, and I think you said the only word I ever heard of him in 16 years was hooky doodle. I'm still proud of it. As soon as I met Ross, I introduced him to my family. My mother was in her 90s, and she immediately loved him. He became family. My two daughters, my grandchildren, he became part of the family in everything. I think we learned from him many things. And I was fascinated of the first century Christianity. We would discuss. He gave me his Christian point of view, and it's true to understand it from a Jewish perspective. And we were spent, I can tell you, not hundreds of hours, because we were traveling, we were on planes, we were in airports. That was our conversation about God. Now, that was quite particular when you saw some Hasids walking by, or religious Jews, or some priests walking by, and I don't hide my, intense Jewishness. And I look, these two guys talking about God. I mean, quite extraordinary. Ross won all of my family's heart. We, for the last years now, we've been talking to each other every morning. I would call him, and he said, I still have an hour of prophets to do. And I said, so bad. I think I was supposed to be very religious. So I go back and do my studies. I was like, wait a minute, I bring my prophets. And so it was a very intense and very unique relationship. In 2002, we had an opportunity to make a documentary. And by the way, Ross had abilities and qualities that I did not find in many people. So I asked him, would you be a producer of this documentary? He said, not as just be yourself. What do I have to do? Regulate things, organize things, talk to people. I can do that. And Ross became a producer on this documentary. It was about integration of Ethiopian Jews in Israel community. So it was very social, very difficult. And as soon as we dropped in, things were happening. That was the beginning of the Intifada, if you remember. And what's going on here? Bombs were blowing, this things. First day. Second day, I'm supposed to visit my daughter. They're dropping me in this little village in the territories. And we take the wrong turn. We find ourselves in Bethlehem. And he says, God, we're to Bethlehem. Great, Ross, it's Friday, soon Shabbat for me. Just drop me, we'll come back. No, let's take our time. All right. We're driving by, and we see some people with machine guns running around, hiding against the walls. Oh my God, something is happening here. Now, the cameraman, who knew a bit more, he says, I think there's an uprising happening or something. And here it goes. People are running around with machine guns. And we understand very fast that they're expecting something to happen, these soldiers. Or they were not soldiers, they were just people with hidden masks and whatever. So Ross drives to this guy who's hiding behind a door, puts down the window, and the guy is just starting to look at us, and he says, hi, we're the good guys. This is the day, 2 days before the Israelis came into Bethlehem. They knew the army was coming. And he's looking at Ross, go away, this is nice. We came with a truck that had Israeli license plates, which you don't do. There was a code, you had to put certain license plates, you had to put some cafe on the thing. There was a whole code if you wanted to go in certain places. So we knew nothing with it, we just landed in Bethlehem. Here was people running around with machine guns, and Ross is taking his time, he says, Bethlehem. So the guy chases us away, and we drive. We're now half an hour in Bethlehem. I said, Ross, I think we're lost. I'll work it out. He calls a cab, take us back to the entry point, to the Israeli checkpoint. The cab looks at us and he sees, oh, these guys, no, he sees cameras and it says, follow me. We follow this cab and he's going, if you know Bethlehem, he's going up the hill. Now, we came from down here. So after 20 minutes, he drives to a military Palestinian compound with flags flying. And we were like startled. I said, Ross, yeah, already. The cab driver tells a young girl, maybe 12 years old, says, go to the compound and tell them to come. Now I speak Arabic, I'm born in Morocco. So, suddenly he says, don't worry, just go there, tell them to come down, have something interesting. So I explained to Ross what he's telling me. He said, wow, keep the foot on the gas. And he drive over him and says, can you work it out? And he maneuvered, well, the cab didn't block us, he maneuvered his way out, and just, you can get out. And the cab said, no. I said, no. He was able to convince the cab driver to drive us back to the military checkpoint, and we were able to make it back to me, to my daughter, and then to Jerusalem, back to Jerusalem. When I told the story to Israelis, they were stunned. They said, no way you get out alive. Absolutely no way you could have got out alive. That was the beginning, and we were waiting for military action to happen. So, who's Ross? I had many experiences with Ross, which I've seen situations that are sometimes absurd, hilarious. Actually, I first met him following a system he had on the stock market. It worked for a month. Then the next month, it completely crashed totally. And I had to drink almost a bottle of vodka to pinch myself. Oh my God. It was just obviously too exceptional. Ross, when he was sick, I insisted that he go to the hospital. Finally, he went there. And so after a few days, I went to visit him twice. And then I called. And he said, can I speak to Ross? He said, no, he's with treatment with a doctor. Who is it? I said, his brother. Oh, you're a Bracewell? Because the doctor would like to speak to you. I said, well, his brother-in-law. I can assure you, Ross is absolutely my brother. I can assure you that he's alive for me. He's absolutely alive. His spirit, his concept, he was beyond. And I'm still in a dazzle. Who is Ross? You know, listening to you, because everything you said, yes, I would have said also. But I think Ross was sent to us first. This is how we have to be. He was the first soldier. He was an emissary. He came here to be, yes, that off materialism, off in many ways. In religion, there was no question. He was beyond things. He was above dogma. He was above things. And yes, I learned a lot from Ross. I think that, yes, if I see a future world, I believe also in that theocracy of Ross. I do believe in it. And it's that kind where every human being, a believer in God, in humanity, that we should be. I thank you, I thank all of you